Hey guys, this is a recorded match. We're just gonna do commentary over it. This was on Altai against Arcaneo. He was playing abassid. Um, let's go to caster mode. So we're gonna drop our TC. We got a nice spawn right next to this gold. Our stone's decent too, and we're just kind of scouting around, seeing what we can find. Our kind of build against abassid is just to kind of go into trade, especially on Altai. And I've been kind of playing around with the idea of immediately dropping stables before I drop my range, but I haven't fully decided on if that's the right move or not yet. But I didn't really go for it on this game. And yeah, we're just gonna go scout up and about and see what we can find. It looks like he scouted around his base somewhat up here at the front, and now he's gonna scout to the side. No, he's gonna go to the north here. Pick up the sheep here, and we're coming straight across. We can switch to our vision. We're gonna scout this eastern side and the whole southern half right here. And he scouted up here to the north, and he's gonna scout this northern side and cut down. This is what it looks like. And we pick up a couple sheep. There's definitely a couple we missed, but nothing big. Over here on our villagers, I accidentally sent 3 on the gold. Or sorry, no, I had 2 on the gold. Okay, we're fine here. I was looking at the wrong side. I was looking at Arcanio's villager distribution. Picking up decent sheep. He's still sitting at only 2 sheep. He got kind of unlucky. His northern corner, there was no sheep there. And he's cutting across now to the middle. And down here to the south, there are no more sheep for us either. There's 1 sheep down here. Where's he at? Over there. Okay. He's going to get another couple sheep here. Oh, there's 3 sheep here, so he's got a nice little pickup there. And there's kind of a little pass here, so we're just kind of feeling it out over there. And here's going to pick up 1 more sheep, so that makes a nice little haul for him. He's at 4. He does miss this 1 sheep, thankfully for us. And then we do spot him here, but he does a good job of spotting us out and staying away from our TC. At which point we've seen him down here. And I had thought when he popped out over here, I didn't know that he came from this side. I thought he had come from around the west here. So that's why we're heading up here. We're trying to cut off his the return route. And I think we see the sheep here. Yeah, we do end up seeing the sheep. Are we going to pick it up? We are going to pick it up. Okay. And he's returning back. The idea was to be able to cut him off over here. I didn't know that there was this weird kind of jut out with his cliffside. And so when I was trying to send my guy over, it was kind of weird in terms of the pathing that was going on. It was kind of messing with my guy, if you could see, like when I was trying to click over there, it was just kind of routing me across. And at which point I see his scout. So I'm going to double back and try to stay in front of his scout. That way if there are any sheep that we can pick up, that I will pick it up before he does. And we're both tapping up at this point. He's going with Trade Wing, and we're going with the Silver Tree. And yeah, we picked up pretty much all the sheep. There's us, these 3 sheep over here on this eastern side. And he's sending over a villager now. Right off the bat. He's got 6 villagers on food. And 8 on wood. It looks like he's going to drop. Yeah, he's dropping a market here. So he's going to do the market trick. He's already got 3 traders out. And we're about to. We've got ours out. We got the archery range getting dropped. And we bump into his traders here. So I do think I noticed Yeah, so I do double back. I did see them on the map. A little bit of a late reaction there on the double back time. We definitely could have gotten a little bit more damage in. We do have our Mangada getting produced immediately. They started around the 5-minute mark, so they'll be over there around the 5:30, 5:45 mark, I would say. And we are producing our own traders as well to start kind of contesting here. You can tell in terms of the eco count, you know, because of the 3 immediate traders, he gets a little bit more than we do. And we get a little bit lucky in terms of his rally point. Looks like he kind of idled his traders a little bit. He's got his market out, and he's building a wall with this villager, and he looks like he kind of messed up. He never fully walled it, which did allow us to kind of come across with our horses and get some good raids in, which is actually pretty important in the long scheme of things. Um, Again, in retrospect, you know, maybe an early double horseman rush isn't a bad move either in terms of just dropping a stable before you drop the archery range. But again, it's kind of here and there. You can see he had spearmen out and ready for a kind of a horseman play. So we're going to pull our comeback and we're going to just use the Mangonite to harass here. And we have another Mangonite coming out. And we do have enough wood to start dropping more infrastructure, so we should be dropping something here shortly. And his villager got pulled? No, his villager's finishing this wall. And unfortunately, he just takes him, he never finishes that wall, which is going to be big for him. And he sends a scout here to kind of work on our trader. And our Mangonite aren't going to be able to reach there in time. But I do think I don't know how we're going to do with these Mangonite here, how they're going to react. Okay, they're going to go on the trade line and try to get some damage there. He's got his horseman coming out, he's got his barracks. Okay, so we're going to start working on this one trader. Again, it's always nice to be able to pick off a trader, get some damage there. And we're going to keep running around. Over here, our Khan has showed up and he's taking care of this wolf. And he's going to help take care of this, with this one Mangada that we rallied as well to take care of this scout. Over here, a little bit of bad micro in terms of us. We lose a Mangada that we didn't have to lose. But we do pick off the one horseman, which is decent to trade that way. He's dropping another market, so he's definitely going for a big trade boom. It's going to be pretty powerful here. We transitioned 8 of our villagers, food villagers, onto deer. That's because we stopped producing, and we got a lot of wood. We're floating a ton of wood at this point, and we should really be dropping some infrastructure here. Yeah, okay, there we go. So we dropped 2 stables, which is probably a good call. Over here, we do have Mangada. The rallying for our range, we're rallying where? Oh, up here to this stealth force, and from there we're just manually clicking them up, which isn't too bad. And this wall never getting finished was huge because we're going to rally our stables over and over to this market. And that being said, yeah, once they're built, we're going to start producing units. But we do have a bunch of Mangonite out now. We have 5 Mangonite. We got just a mass of 3 here. It's a little bit unfortunate in terms of how much damage they can do. But they're starting to chew a little bit of damage through. And just good little harass here. We got another Mangonite on the way. There's a 5th one there. And again, we got another 200 wood, so we should be dropping a blacksmith here soon, and we're up to 12 traders, which is pretty big. And he is up to, it doesn't tell us, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So he's up to 7 traders. So we've got more traders, even though he's got 3 markets here. Oh, he's got 2 over here, so he's actually up to 9 traders. So we're pretty close in terms of the trader count, but we do have a little bit more. And our Khan, wherever he might be, is he coming over? Yeah, he's coming over. But we got a nice mass of Mangonite over here. We got 3 Mangonite over here, and then our Khan has got another 3. So we're gonna have finally a decent mass to do some good harass with. You can tell his horseman count has been dropping, and our military count has been growing. And behind this, our first of our cavalry is heading over. We sent a scout over first to get some vision. And the Mangudai just kind of chew up these spearmen, no problem. Unfortunately, again here, a little bit of lapse in micro. And we do split up these groups, the control groups. So we send these Mangudai just to raid the other side. Or I'll take the Khan and 3 others to focus on this top side. Kind of make him have to split his troops up. He's doubling down on a horseman here. But we're also doubling down on horseman production. We're constantly producing them. And we are moving our silver tree back a little bit just to get a little bit more production out of it. And over here, our scout has finally arrived. And unfortunately, Mangudai would lose right there. And we are able to kill this one trader off and start working on this trade line some more. So again, you know, hitting 2 sides is very big. Over here, a little bit unfortunate that we put our cav this far. They weren't paying attention, and they're just kind of running off. And we kind of lose that control group over there. And again, a little bit of lapse in micro over here. And little things that if we get cleaned up, we can do, definitely can do a lot better. We've got 2 more Mangudai over here. And our cavalry mass is starting to get pretty decent here with 4 of them. And we're starting to burn down this market. Once we burn down this market, the income that you can get on these traders is going to be severely reduced. And we just got to keep microing with these Mangudai, kind of pull his horsemen to one side. And he pulls his spearmen over here to fight us. We see that it's only basically 1 spearman. The second one's super weak, so we're just going to turn and fight that. And he's down to, he's got 3 spearmen in terms of military, but they're, where are they at? I don't know where they're at. Got a weak horseman here. Over here, we're kind of losing this battle against the horsemen. We weren't able to keep a good mass up. And here's the rest of his spearmen are coming right now. But it's probably a fight that we can turn and take. And yeah, he cleans up our Mangudai forces. He does a good job. I mean, they just barely survive. And that's, you know, that's a big thing about keeping that micro clean, keeping that mass together that we probably could have done a little bit cleaner. But the nice thing is over here, we've committed to a big horseman mass, and we've got a real big lead in our horseman numbers, and he's only got a couple of spearmen at this point. He finished off his food over here. And we're sending our horsemen in, and we see him pulling all of these villagers over. But we're just gonna leave those villagers. It looks like we're gonna go raid the top of his the top side where his and he quits out. I think he thought it wasn't winnable at this point because the market burned down over here. So his traders weren't gonna get any income, and I wish I'd paused it right before. But like in terms of damage, you know, we had a much bigger mass, and now we're going to be able to roll up to that northern side and really dominate that area while producing other units. So just to kind of look at the graphs from this point, the villager count, you can tell that we were kind of behind the whole time, but with our consistent raiding, we were able to kind of get that difference a little bit closer, and then we did fall back a little bit in terms of production. But the big thing is the military count. You know, we're kind of even, and he started to crank out more units when he started the spearmen and this horseman. But then when we started to kind of consistently raid, we started to take some better trades, and we started to work down his army. And by now we had gotten basically a 5 army difference, which early on can be pretty big in terms of when you split up your troops and fight. And now we had a really nice horseman mass, so we could start raiding and pushing a lot of places. His villages to the south we could have raided. And we had more troops coming in, so it might have been a little bit of an early to quit, but we were definitely ahead in terms, you know, eco count. We were definitely ahead. Food, he had a lot of food floating. He had almost 1,000 food floating. Wood count, he had a bunch of wood. We're doing a pretty good job using our wood throughout the game. Stone, you know, he wasn't collecting stone. And gold, we definitely had a lot more gold, and we were probably floating a little bit too much of gold. But we could also probably trade that down. Score-wise, we were pretty close. And militarily, this is, I guess, the big thing. We both killed 15. I lost 15, but he lost 27. So this is villager. This is eco damage. So this is kind of the difference that we're kind of pulling ahead in terms of damage and how much damage we were doing and kind of pulling him in behind, and probably why he felt behind enough to quit there. So just a short match. Um, Definitely a lot of room for improvement. And I guess the big takeaway is, um, I have my manga out and being produced, but I feel like getting that stable out a little bit sooner instead of dropping double stable when I did. I could have dropped a stable earlier and had that out and producing cavalry maybe a minute earlier, and that could have really been big in terms of burning down over by his market, pressuring the traders on that side and pulling some units away from my Mangadai. Also, when I split my Mangadai to raid one line, to raid his trade line, and my other Mangadai to hit the other side, there was a lapse in micro, and I got um, both of my units of three Mangadai. I got caught against horsemen. It's hard to micro because they are faster, but it's definitely, if you pay good attention to the mini map, or just cycle constantly through the units, you should be able to keep them alive better. I basically ran them into his horsemen. If I had spotted it earlier, I could have fallen back and regrouped with my other with my Khan and his Mangadai, and as a mass of six Mangadai, we would have done a lot better of basically just chewing away at the horsemen that were chasing us. We basically only ever got up to a massive four at one time of Mangadai together. So once you get up to like 6, 8, 10, that's when you start really being able to do some damage there. So just a quick match, but definitely room for improvement, but definitely kind of the right um, things to do against a booming abassid trade opponent. Dropping that infrastructure immediately, whether it be stables or archery range. Stables might be in general a stronger play, more safer play to do. The only thing with the stables is you've got to get really good hits wherever you're hitting, because any fight that you're taking military versus military, you're both taking damage. Versus the Mangadai, you can kind of attrition away a bit of an advantage. So hope you guys like the match, and I'll see you on the next one.